So with that being said, now there's a story that's happening across the sea in Austria. So what's going on?
Yeah, talking about bringing in real change and patterns that are going around worldwide with Brexit and the Trump administration here in the United States. There's actually a really interesting happening in Austria. Austria's vice chancellor and Freedom Party's leader Heinz-Christian was forced to resign at the weekend after a video sting that occurred on Friday. The scandal broke when footage from 2017 was published in German media showing Mr. Strache and another FPO, Freedom Party official, proposing to offer government contracts to a supposed Russian oligarch's niece. Mr. Strache resigned the next day, and Mr. Kurz, who's the head of the center-right People's Party, said new elections would have to now be held. The resigning Freedom Party ministers include the foreign minister, the ministers for defense, transport, and social affairs, and the FPO made up half of the country's cabinet. So basically their entire cabinet right now in Austria is eroding. Just a little backstory, because if you're anything like me, you knew absolutely nothing about Austria's government and their party systems. And so I did just a little bit of research, and it looks like the Freedom Party was founded in 1956 as an anti-socialist and started to veer toward right-wing popularism in 1986. By 1999, the Freedom Party placed second and came in ahead of Austria's People Party for the first time by a small margin. So the Austria's People Party is actually the right-wing party of Austria. And so the Freedom Party is the way right-wing.
Holy cow.
Of the party, okay? So, for example, you want to think like, conservatives, which, I mean, I know right now in the U.S. the conservatives are way right-wing. But, as compared to the Tea Party people. I was like, who are the don't tread on me people? Yeah, so you want to think about like the Tea Partiers versus, your regular Republican. So, that's who the Austria People's Party is. And so they actually, by a small margin for the first time, came in second place in 1999. Now, they decided to do a coalition agreement so that they could have more party on the right wing, which proved to be a bad idea for the Austrian People Party now that all of this corruption is coming up to the surface, because now they look really bad because they decided to get in bed with these like really naughty right-wingers. So by 2005, the OVP, which is the Austria People's Party, forced FPO out, the Freedom Party out due to internal disagreements.
Yeah, I wonder what happened.
I know, right? Well, it mentions later in the article, like, we've had some disagreements in the past, but there aren't exactly, coming out in this article what those disagreements might have been. But in 2005 to 2019, the Freedom Party's popularity has increased substantially. So that's kind of the history of the parties there. And right now it's not really known who recorded the video published on Friday. Neither is it clear who actually set up the meeting, which allegedly took place at a villa on the Spanish island of Ibiza in July of 2017, before the Freedom Party joined the new government. Okay. The video shows Mr. Strache and Johann Gudenis, another FPO politician, relaxing on sofas, drinking and talking to a woman who claims to be a wealthy Russian national looking to invest in Austria. So that was the scandal. And in the footage, the woman offers to buy a 50% stake in Austria's Kronenzeitung, which is the country's largest circulation tabloid. So she was going to buy 50% stake in that tabloid newspaper and switch its editorial position to support the Freedom Party. And so in exchange, Mr. Strache said he could award her public contracts.
Wow.
And he's heard saying in the video, if you take over the Kronenzeitung 3 weeks before the election and get us into first place, then we can talk about everything.
Well, dude, you think these conservatives, especially these fascists, would be fiscally conservative and stop corruption, because they've always been on record. Wait a minute. No, they haven't. This is ridiculous. I'm so glad this video is out there, but it goes to show you that this right-wing, extremism, and this is extreme, like close to fascism, which is something that led to a crisis. I don't know if you guys remember or not. It's called World War II, where these guys, the Nazis, invaded every single country.
Never heard of them.
Never heard of them. Yeah, but it's again, whoever leaked that video out, whoever had the courage to do so, is a hero, and at least now you get the ugly face of these politicians is now revealed, and the people in Austria now at least know who and what these guys stand for and what they're all about. And again, to really stop something like this, especially of such extremism and corruption, because neoliberalism isn't just a problem here in the United States. It's an international problem. You have corruption on every single level in every single country. You're not going to point to me and show me a country that's not corrupt. Even if there are countries that are least corrupt than us, there's still levels of corruption, and you still have horrible people that are in office, that are either prime ministers, in parliament, in a senate, or in the house, or a governor, or a president, you name it. And this is why we need to have a real strong, not only here in the United States, a strong force of state, independent media, but an international independent media to hold all our politicians and those in power accountable. Look, we as citizens have gone through a long and hard road to get to at least have some form of representation in our government. And this is an international thing. So we have to step up, get involved, and start leading the way. If we don't, we're just going to basically turn a blind eye to these politicians.
Thanks for watching. If you like that content, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash that bell icon so you know when new videos come out, and make sure you hit that thumbs up.